So, hey guys, this is Anne Marie, and y'all can see my junky bedroom in the background. But in this video, I'm going to respond to some of the comments that I've gotten recently from a certain demographic. You can guess who they are. I don't think y'all are understanding me, and I know some of y'all are new. People who follow me on my HR channel are not at all surprised about anything I say on this channel, but some of you who are new might be, so I have to gather y'all from time to time. I am putting my makeup on while I do this video because literally, I do not think I will have time to shoot a whole lot of content over the next week or so. I'm going to try to shoot some over the weekend. I have a group of women coming to San Miguel de Allende, where I live, for a group trip, and I have a lot of activities set up for them. And we're going to be outside. And so I am not going to have time to do a lot of content, even this weekend, because I have also, for my HR consulting business, because I have a travel business and I have an HR consulting business. I'm a very busy woman. And I have a webinar that I'm teaching on Tuesday night that I have to finish up tomorrow to get ready to do the presentation and the teaching on Tuesday night. And then the ladies arrive on Wednesday. I don't know why I decided to do all of this stuff this month, because let me give you the kicker, why I'm putting on makeup right now. Your girl decided to throw a reggae dance party in San Miguel tonight. Knowing all these things that I had happening this month, I decided there's this amazing DJ and his wife moved here, and they moved here from Chicago. He's a really great DJ. I don't know if anybody's from the Chicago area. DJ Kid Scratch. I don't know if they live here full time, but they've been in back and forth here. He's a really great people and an amazing DJ. And he's DJing a party for me tonight. Don't ask me why I thought I could do all these things this month. Don't ask me why. And I am suffering now because of it. I'm tired because I've had to get things ready for the ladies who are coming next week. I just finished their gift bags a minute ago. I am very good at multitasking after all of my years in corporate. And as Black women, we got to multitask all the time. People always expect us to do everything and make it look easy. And we're very good at doing everything and making it look easy. So someone actually said to me, she was like, how do you do all these things at the same time? And the answer is, I really do not know. Someone asked me someone made a comment the other day and asked me, how are you so self-confident? And I would say, I don't know when it happened, but at some point, I thank my mother first and foremost, my late mother, because there are things she always told me that I did not understand or believe all the time. But as I got older, I believed it. And I learned that I was as smart, if not smarter, than most of, particularly the white people I interacted with in my corporate career, and that I was enough. But what I learned later was that I was enough. And that when I figured that out is when a lot of things in my life changed, because I stopped being willing to tolerate disrespect, mistreatment, not just in my professional life, but in my personal life as well, because I have learned that the way that people treat us in our professional life is very indicative of the way we allow people to treat us in our personal life. For the makeup artist, I don't want no comments. This is how I put my makeup on. I'm not putting 15 layers of makeup on my face. And this is all concealer, because I find concealer is like the thing that is most useful, especially when you get to be a certain age and skin's not doing what you always want it to do. So I do a lot of concealer, but I don't put a lot of makeup over it, and you'll see what I mean. But this is what works for me. I am no makeup artist. I just know what works for me. And I don't want any tips, comments, anything about how I do my makeup. For all of you who are makeup artists and you like to put 15 pounds of makeup on your face and on other people's face, that's great. But I don't do that. I don't care what anyone says about any product. I believe that all makeup is problematic for the skin. And most days I don't wear makeup at all. And I'm very careful about removing it now, something I wasn't as good at when I was younger. And I try not to wear makeup. Instead, I try to take care of my skin And I actually can say that my skin is in the best shape it's ever been in my adult life, because I've learned as I got older. And I have a really good friend with beautiful skin, and she put me on to some of the things that she uses on her face. Then I have another friend, he has beautiful skin, and he put me on to things that I need to put on my face to protect my face from the sun. And between those two things, my skin has improved, okay? But I don't like to wear a lot of makeup, and how I do my makeup is how I do it, so I don't want no comments. You just put that out there. I'll block people if they start coming to my comments to talk to me about how I need to do my makeup. I really don't want to hear it. That being said, I learned that I was enough, and I learned in my personal life first to stop accepting disrespect and to stop chasing affection, not just from men, but from my friends, from anyone. Because how you allow people to treat you is not just about how you allow people in your romantic life to treat you. It's all connected. And so once you start setting boundaries, it flows into everything in your life, and people will either deal with you the way that you want them to deal with you, or they won't deal with you at all because you won't allow them to. And so I learned, eventually that it was okay for me to let people go, and that it was okay for me to choose different people for different reasons. I don't believe in the idea that you can't make new friends when you get older. You can, and I have. You just are more thoughtful about it and more, what's the word I'm thinking of? Discerning about people as you get older, because you see stuff over and over. And if you pay attention to the lessons you learn when you're younger, you're less likely to repeat them as you get older. So the way that I deal with people is very different now in my 50s than I dealt with them when I was in my 20s and my 30s and even my 40s. I was still tolerating foolishness in my 40s that I don't tolerate now, especially when it comes to men, but when it comes to anybody. And so when you do that, you will see your life change. And I deal with everything the way that I do in real life. I'm not different on social media than I am in real life. Actually, I'm probably quieter in real life. I'm what people call an extroverted introvert. So I can be very extroverted, but then I need to go sit somewhere and be by myself for like days. So after all this interaction that I'm going to be doing over the next 10 days or so, 10 to 12 days, I'm probably going to either leave town and go somewhere by myself, or I'm going to be in my house and not leave my house for like a week to just decompress from all the peopling. I like people, but they make me tired. And you have to know yourself. As you get older, you get to know yourself better. So that also influences how you allow people to treat you and to deal with you, because you start treating yourself differently. And so then you don't tolerate people treating you a certain way. Okay. So to answer the person who asked me that question, that's my short answer. Examine your relationships in your personal life and what you do and do not tolerate. And anything that people do that you don't like, stop letting them do it. Anything it is that you don't like, stop letting them do it. And it don't have to be necessarily reasonable to them. It just needs to be reasonable to you. And if it's a deal breaker for you, don't let people do it. So that's why I deal with my social media the way that I do. I don't like arguing and going back and forth with people. If I say something, I mean it. And I'm not going to go back and forth with it. I don't try to convince people to do anything. My clients will tell you that. I would just tell people how things are, especially my consulting business. And then I give them choices, but I never try to make anybody do anything. I think it's too exhausting, convincing people of things. Because I think most people know what the right thing to do and what the wrong thing to do is. They choose the wrong thing a lot of times because it's easy, or it makes them feel better about themselves in some way. They need to feel good. That's how I feel about racism and so many other things, about American, especially dealing with the colonizers. People know what is right and what is wrong. But a certain demographic has been taught that they are superior and that they're innately better than people. And they need to believe it, because if they don't believe it, then they have to grapple with all the things that they have done, that their ancestors have done, that their parents have done, that are unimaginably cruel and unforgivable. Then you have to live with that, and you have to sit with it, and you have to deal with it. But if you tell yourself none of it is your responsibility, which is the common argument, it has nothing to do with you because you never owned slaves or you never invaded a country or whatever. So even though you're reaping the benefits of those things, you have no personal responsibility for it. then you can continue to believe all the other lies, like that you're superior, that you're better, that you're a harder worker, all these things. That even though your observation tell you it's not true, you still need to believe it, right? So when I have the Dutch people come into my comments to get in their feelings because I called them colonizers, and one of them had the audacity to make a comment, I deleted it and blocked them. I shouldn't have, though. Because sometimes I let people's comments stay up just so other people can see how ridiculously ignorant or stupid they are. This person said, we've been in that country longer than Black people have been in America. How dare you call us a colonizer or something like that? That means you're overlooking the fact that you invaded a part of a continent. You stole land from the people. You tried to enslave them. Then you put them into a system. You created a system where you made them second-class citizens for years and years and decades. So you could continue to occupy and keep the best parts of everything in that land for you. If you go to South Africa, you will see that it is one of the most beautiful places you will ever see in your life. And then if you go to Cape Town, you will realize that the descendants of the colonizers are living like fat cat rats. While Native people are still not living as well as them, the poverty is everywhere. I went to a township. When I went back to my hotel room, I cried at what I saw. And it wasn't even the worst, I'm sure, because they're actually working on improvements and so on. The government is. But the government is walking a tightrope where they don't want to penalize the colonizers' descendants, right? They want to have this rainbow people theory, which is their right to do, reconciliation and forgiveness and all of that. My issue as a Black person is I'm tired of us being expected to forgive people for things that they will not even acknowledge and unforgivable things that they have done to our ancestors and continue to do to this day. I have a problem with the concept that we must be forgiving all the time. But I respect any South African Native person that has bought into the whole rainbow thing and that we forgive and we reconcile and we move forward. Beautiful. I ain't South African. I don't have to feel that way. I saw the poverty with my own eyes. I heard the history. I had known about the history before. When I was 9 or 10 years old, we were living in Trinidad and Tobago. My father had taken a job and we'd moved there. And my mother, God rest her soul, told me about South Africa for the first time. I don't remember how it came up, but she told me that there was a place where Black people were still almost living like slaves. This was in the late 1970s, early 1980s. And she explained it as best she could to a 9 or 10-year-old. But she told me there was this place called South Africa. And she told me that Black people were still being treated like slaves there, right? I didn't really understand how the breadth and the depth of what was done until I went to Cape Town and I visited the township and I did a tour and they told us about the dumb passes. You could Google that. And they told us about what people's lives were like. And then I went to Robben Island and I can't even talk about that because I'll probably cry. That people could forgive it, God bless them. That people can continue to allow them to live in their country, God bless them. But don't come into my comments and tell me that you're not a colonizer. Yes, you are. You're the descendant of colonizers. You're occupying a land that you don't come from. Okay? You're allowed to be there by the grace of the people who are really the descendants of the people who belong there. But you are not the same. And I don't care how long your ancestors were in the country. And my ancestors were not slaves in the United States of America, so your comment really meant nothing to me. My ancestors were slaves in the Caribbean, different place. Same experience, different place. But you're not going to try to say you're the same as me or better than me, right? Because my ancestors were stolen from somewhere, didn't leave freely, and brought somewhere else. And I don't buy into the old African sold their own to slavery, so let's blame the Africans. No. Let's blame the people who came all that way to steal other human beings to make them work for them for free. Let's put the blame where it really belongs. People can't sell something that someone else isn't there to buy. All right? And you can't convince me that the people who did the selling really understood what they were selling other people from other tribes into. Because slavery has always been a thing. It's still a thing, by the way, in certain parts of the world. But the way that it was practiced in the U.S. and places like Brazil, chattel slavery in the U.S., where you were born a slave and you could never, ever be anything else, and you were never going to get out, and your children and your children's children and the children that got made when your women got raped were also always going to be slaves. That's a whole different thing. Do not get me started. I know history. I read books. So do not talk to me about me calling you a Dutch colonizer. That's what you are. Feel however you want to feel about me calling a thing. Reconcile and sit with why that bothers you so much. The real reason. Okay? So that's to that person. And that's to anyone else who's thinking about making a comment like that. Whether you're white or black, because I know there are a lot of black people in South Africa and otherwise who suffer from the disease of white proximity seeking. And they have really bought into the idea that they need white acceptance and they need to believe that white people are good and all the things that they came to Africa and other places and used Christianity to convince people of. Because basically you can steal anything from somebody once you convince them that Jesus wants you to let them. I don't buy into that kind of Christianity. Never have, never will. So miss me with the we must forgive and Jesus says that we must forgive and all that kind of stuff. I want to hear it. Because this one-way forgiveness thing that we have going, I don't buy into it. So I need y'all to understand, I'm not the one or the two. I read books, I know history, and I have the ability to think and assess and analyze things. And I don't let other people tell me what to think, and I don't let other people use Jesus to tell me what to think either. And no, I'm not praying for them either. Somebody else can do that. Okay? But don't come into my comments and bring that kind of energy because I'm just going to block you. And I don't care if you're white or you're black. Right? I said what I said. This is my platform. If you don't like it, you can go create your own and make your own videos and praise the colonizers of South Africa and anywhere else if you so choose. I don't have any problem with the fact that people have chosen to forgive them and choose to live with them. But I think that we must call the thing the thing. They are the descendants of Dutch colonizers. Therefore, to me, they are also colonizers. And I don't care if they were born in the country or not. I care about what they've done and the fact that they are still benefiting from what they've done and living, in many cases, better than the people who they made second-class citizens for decades and decades, who are still trying to dig themselves out of the legacy of that. Kind of like where Black Americans are in America. Because you can say slavery's over, you're free now, you can vote, but then if on the other side you're doing everything you can to undermine it, which is what is happening in the U.S. to this day, to undermine it, to create systems that continue to keep you on top no matter how mediocre you are, then it's not fair and things aren't fixed, right? And now you're trying to reinstitute everything and take down everything that was put in place to at least try to find some kind of modicum of equality. Because you'd rather spend your energy taking away equality than allowing everyone to have it, which is why your whole country is going to fall. And I'm talking to Americans, white Americans. It's all going to fall down around your ears and nobody's going to have anything good except the really, really rich people. Because if you don't want everyone to have equality and equity, then nobody's going to have it. Y'all going to see. Y'all see what's happening now. They're going to have all of y'all picking the strawberries. You think it's the Black people that's going to be doing it? You better think again. So don't think just because I come on here and talk nicely about travel, because I love to travel, that I don't read books and I don't know other things. If you follow my HR channel, you ain't surprised by none of what I'm saying or the tone in which I am saying it. Don't come into my comments and get spicy and disrespectful with me because you saw something on the internet, but you ain't touched a book since you left high school. Don't do it. I choose not to engage with people because I don't make these platforms to try to either convince anyone of anything or to check anybody or to make anybody feel small because of how little they know. Because the loudest people are always the most wrong people most of the time. And a lot of y'all want to get in my comments and get loud and be wrong, and I'm not having it. That's why I'm blocking folks left and right. I'm not playing. I don't care. As I said before, I'm going to be the same person I was at 5,000 that I am when I'm at 100,000. I say an amen, okay? I had a little bit of time because I'm getting my makeup done. for me to go wind my waist a little bit, if you know, you know, and dance a little reggae and soca and some hip hop and R&B tonight. But y'all, I'm excited about tonight. It's something I've thought about. My friend Michelle, who some of y'all might follow, my friend Michelle Wedderburn, over at Afro Expats Casa Elm, I think is her channel. You should follow her. If you want to know about the town I live in and moving to Mexico and stuff like that, you should follow her. I don't do that content on this channel, but she does it, and she does it really well. And she does like host tours there and all that stuff. She hosts relocation tours in San Miguel. I am hosting visitors to the area who are coming to visit. Day of the Dead is next week. Halloween and Day of the Dead is next week. There are going to be a lot of celebrations, parties. I'm taking them to do all the fun things that I enjoy doing in the town where I live. So we're going to wineries. We are going to a beach club that's on a lake, which is pretty dope. We are going to go to the Katrina's parade, and we're all going to get our faces painted. We're having a party. We're going to get our faces painted. We're going to drink wine. We're going to get a little tipsy, and we're going to get dressed up all in black. And we are going to go to the Katrina's parade. I am definitely going to be recording and creating content, so I will share some of that. I'm still thinking about whether I'm going to do another one of these experiences next year. So if you think you would be interested in joining me in San Miguel de Allende in 2026, if I decided to do another Day of the Dead week here, drop it in the comments and let me know. I'm not going to do it unless I have at least 10 people, where I have 10 women coming next week. I just bought my headpiece for my outfit that I'm wearing, but I'm not going to share it with you guys because y'all have to wait till the content comes, but it's pretty dope. And I'm getting ready to customize it. So I'm going to dress it up to make it look even better than what it looks like. So I'm very excited about that. But I'm tired, y'all. I don't know what I was thinking that I could do all these things this week. I don't know what I was thinking. But I'm going to make it do what it do. Right? So I'm going to go tonight. I have to go set up in a bit. It's a small event. I just wanted to get together a small group of people. There's a good number of us Black people living here now, and I wanted to put together an event to dance to my favorite music, which is reggae and R&B and soca, right? And I like hip hop too, but my favorites are reggae, soca, R&B, and I'm so excited that the DJ can play all of this stuff. He gave us a little sample at a party Saturday night. I'm like, I'm gonna be there. Probably have to be in my bed tomorrow to work because I know my knees are gonna be killing me tomorrow, but I don't even care. I intend to dance, have a good old time, along with all the people who bought tickets to come. We actually sold out of the initial set of tickets, and I opened it up to a couple more people. I'm really trying to keep it small because the venue is kind of small. I wanted to keep it small because I don't really like large crowds. Believe it or not, I don't like large crowds. So I don't like to be in places, in parties where it's packed people elbow to elbow trying to dance. I wanted to have something small, intimate, but fun. And I think that I have accomplished that. We will see when everybody gets there, but I feel like I accomplished that. So I'm very excited about the event tonight, but I'm also kind of tired because I had to do some, there are things I had to do to get ready for it. So I'm kind of tired, but I'm also excited about it. Somebody asked me whether I would do it again. I don't know yet because it's taken a lot of time, and I have a lot of other things that I'm working on. Like, y'all know I have a trip to Ireland. I have some stuff that I'm looking at there because there's some enhancement I'm getting ready to do to that trip if I can, to add on some other things. So I'm trying to figure that out, how to do that without, impacting the cost of the trip. Because I know Ireland is a relatively expensive trip, but it's 10 days. So, a lot of times people want to travel. They say they want to travel, but they want everything to cost $3,000 or $2,000. And you ain't going nowhere in Europe for $3,000. Not for 10 days, you're not. People might lie to you and tell you you are, but you're not. And if you do, you're going to have a very subpar experience. So my Ireland trip is, I think, almost $9,000. I'm not even going to lie about what it costs. It's about $9,000 for a single occupancy. A little bit less if you're going double occupancy. And it's 10 days, and you're going to go to Dublin, Galway, Cork. 4-star hotels, all places. It includes all the tours, welcome dinner, farewell dinner, a bunch of excursions. We'll be doing excursions almost every day, and meals includes all those things. So those things cost money. It ain't going to be $3,000 or even $5,000. Europe is expensive, and I'm going into off season. If I tried to do this in the summer, it would have probably been 12 or 13. I'm not even going to lie. For what I said I wanted for the trip I designed, that's what it cost. So I know everyone can't go, but if you want to have a bucket list experience that you will remember for the rest of your life, book the trip. Now's a good time to do it. It's not till next September. So it gives you between now and the end of May to pay for your trip. So just putting that out there. We still have spaces. I would love to have more Black women come on this trip and have this experience. And then after that, y'all, I'm going to Scotland by myself because I'm trying to find out what's under those kilts. Okay? There's this guy that I follow on TikTok named Daniel the Scotsman. Y'all should follow him. If you want to laugh every day, I go watch a video from him every day so I can get a chuckle, like a belly laugh, because he cracks me up. But he says the men want us to get on a plane and come over there. So I was like, let me go over there and see what's under them kilts. I want to know. And by the way, to the person who just mentioned in my comments and asked me, I thought I had the experience that I had in Italy because I'm bald. Let me tell y'all something. The one thing that I have never had a problem with in my entire life is getting any man that I wanted. And I'm not even being funny. I'm not being conceited. I'm not being arrogant. I'm just telling you my life's experience. I'm now in my 50s. I've had a lot of experiences. The one thing I do not have problems with is the man department. Bald, wigs, hair, whatever it has ever been, I've never had a problem in that department. So I know the person was trying to throw shade. I'm just letting you know that. This face right here, never had a problem. And without the hair, they could see the face even better. So that ain't a problem. I know what racism is and what it isn't. It's unfortunate if you don't. The reality is if you're white, you really don't have to know. But when you're Black or brown, you find out what it is really quickly. Even my brown brothers and sisters and others who think that they're the same as white people, they all get their wake-up call eventually. They're getting it right now in America. They finding out. Because a lot of them voted for this foolishness, and now they finding out. They mean you when they talk about who they want out of the country. Not the murders and the rapists that they told you it was. You. And they coming for the Asian people and the Indians too. Watch my word. They want a white, male-centric, white, male, straight, Christian nationalist, white supremacist nation. So if that's not what you want, y'all better gird your loins, put on your big boy and big girl pants and figure it out. And I'm saying y'all, because I already figured it out. I left. I saw this coming back in 20. When they elected this person the first time, that's when I decided I was going to have to go. So miss me with all of that foolishness. But for the people who want to throw shade and think that making a comment about what I look like is going to faze me, I look in the mirror every day. I know what I look like. You can't do anything or say anything that's going to impact that. But I will block you all the same. Because you're trying to be disrespectful. But some of y'all, I let your comments stand so that people can see how stupid you are. Almost anytime a person says, I'm not trying to be rude, they're getting ready to be rude. I don't understand, they understand, and they're just trying to troll. I don't play them kind of games. I'm a grown-ass woman. I don't play them kind of games, y'all. But most of the time, I'm not even going to respond to you. I'm just going to block you and go on with my day. But once in a while, like today, I have some time. Not a whole lot of time, but I decided to make the time for that particular person. Okay? Don't come in my comments with foolishness. Do not question my lived experience or the lived experience of any Black or brown person. If we say something is racist, it's racist. We know what it is. You don't. You have the luxury of not having to know. So if we say something is something, it is what it is. I don't care how well you were treated in Italy. I don't care what a good experience you had in St. Lucia. I don't care. I said what I said. My experience is my experience. And then other people are coming in and saying, this happened to me too. And you still want to invalidate it by telling me it has something to do with how I look. It has nothing to do with how I look. I've never been to any country where if I wanted to go outside and have somebody's son pay for everything that I did that day, that I couldn't. But at my big age, that is like not usually top of the list when I go somewhere, because I can pay for everything that I want to do, and I don't want to be in the company of anybody's son unless I feel it's useful exercise for me. Okay? So miss me with the foolishness, miss me with the shade, miss me with the trolling. Now, I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go put my clothes on. If you would like to see what I'm wearing tonight, let me know and I'll try to remember to take a picture. I'm gonna be outside a lot, so I'm gonna try to do more style content, because someone asked me if I was going to do a video about handbags for fall. I have not been shopping. I told you guys at the beginning of the year that I was really trying to do a no buy, low buy, and especially this fall, and I have really been committed to that. I have had it with the capitalism and the hyper-capitalism, and I like shopping, but I also realize that I have a lot of things and I really don't need to buy new things. So I'm really trying to dress out of my closet, but when I'm going out, I will share what I have, and if the item or something similar is available, I will link it to my LTK. If you're not following me on LTK, please do. I would really appreciate it. But I will be doing more style content. If you want to see my current handbag collection, let me know in the comments. I am getting ready to sell some things. So if you want to see a video about what I'm getting rid of and why, let me know in the comments. Oh, and also to the person who said, they got blocked too, that people who buy luxury handbags have low self-esteem or some bullshit like that. Don't be jealous. Some of y'all sound jealous. Listen, I don't think anybody should go out and buy anything they can afford. But when you are throwing shade at Oprah Winfrey, that means you're just jealous. And I'm not a big fan of Oprah Winfrey, but I also respect what she has done and built for herself. The woman is a billionaire with a B. She can go into any store in the world and buy whatever she wants, and she has the right to do that. And if people are rude and racist to her, she has the right to talk about that too. So don't try to dismiss what she's talking about by saying, oh, well, she shouldn't be in there. She should be wherever the hell she wants to be. She can go wherever she wants to go in the world. And she can go buy whatever she wants to buy. Now, I don't have that ability, but I have the ability to buy most of the things that I want to buy. And so if I decide that I want to go buy a $3,000 bag and I can afford to do it, that's what I did. And it has nothing to do with my self-esteem. My self-esteem is just fine. How's yours? But don't be jealous. Don't be a hater. It's not cute and it's not pretty. If you can't afford to buy a $3,000 bag, that's okay. There are lots of bags that are beautiful and nice, and they don't have to cost $3,000. I don't think you have to spend that kind of money on something. But if you can and you want something, then go ahead and get it. Life is short. I always say life is short. Buy the bag, eat the dessert, get the shoes if you can afford to. Knock yourself out. This is not a dress rehearsal, and you can't take it with you. So just enjoy it. Enjoy whatever it is that you can create for yourself. Don't be up there working hard every day and you don't do anything nice for yourself. And if doing something nice for yourself is buying yourself a nice handbag, that is your business, in the word of Tabitha Brown. It's not my business, and it ain't none of y'all on the internet's business either. Mind your own business. If you can't afford to do that, I can give you some suggestions about very nice handbags that are under $500, even under, well, maybe not under 100, but under 5. I don't think you can get a really nice handbag for under $100 because they're faux leather, and I think buying faux leather is a waste of money. You might as well just throw your money in a garbage can. I think you're better off saving maybe $300 to $500, and you can get a really nice bag. And if you get a Florence, you can actually get a very nice leather handbag for between $100 and $200 dollars, not euros, dollars, right? So I don't think you have to spend that kind of money on anything, but for people who have and can, I think you're out of line to make comments about their self-esteem when you don't know them personally just because you can't do it. Don't be a hater and don't be jealous. We don't do that over here. And I won't tolerate it, right? You don't have to like her, but when you start talking about her self-esteem and whatnot, I'm not going to tolerate that. I don't allow attacking Black women in my spaces. I don't. Even when we ain't right, I love us. I love Black people first and foremost, and I love Black women, and I'm not going to allow it. Even when we're doing it, I'm not going to allow it. So you can feel however you want to feel about her, but you're not going to be downing her and attacking her in my comment section. I'm not going to have it. Okay? We need to treat each other better and be nicer to each other as Black people, because ain't nobody else going to do it. If we can't do it, how do you expect other people to do it if you can't do it? So I'm just setting expectations again here and just making my position clear. I make my content for people like me, to help uplift people that look like me in my age demographic, Black women over the age of 40 and in their 50s and beyond, because I don't feel that we get the love and attention that I often think that we deserve and that we have earned. And so I have decided to create spaces on the good old internet to do that. If other people are here and they don't have a problem with that, you are welcome to be here. If the things that I share and the tips and information I share helps make your life better, I am happy. But I want to be clear about who I'm talking to in my content and who I make my content for. Okay? And if that offends you, that's okay. If that bothers you, that's okay. I'm not for everybody. And I have made peace with that a long time ago. But don't come into my space and think you're going to tell me what to do and what to say and how to say and what to do. It's not going to work. So that's my mini rant for this week. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Maybe I'll do more. Probably won't do them all the time. But since I was doing my makeup, I was like, let me talk to the people while I'm doing my makeup and let them know what is on my mind and what I'm up to and why they might not see a lot of content next week. Because I don't know how I'm going to fit it in. I'm going to try, because I have so many lists of different things that people have asked me to talk about. Like, y'all have asked me to talk about Poland. You notice I didn't include it in my last video, but I do want to talk about Poland because I've heard people make comments about Poland. I never like to talk about a whole country unless I've been all over it. Like Italy, I've been all over. I feel like I could talk about Italy. I will talk about where I went in Poland, which was Krakow. I will do a video about that. I also have been to Turkey, and people have asked me about Turkey. I mentioned Turkey in my most recent video. I will do a video about Turkey because I think Turkey deserves its own video. I did a live about it, so if you want to hear a little bit about my trip to Turkey last year, go look for the live where I talked about it. Another place people asked me about specifically. Oh, someone asked me whether I had been to Montenegro. I'm not going to do a video about Montenegro. I think I did a short video about it. I might do another short video, but I'm not going to do a talking video about it. But I have been to Montenegro. It's very beautiful. I can do a short video and tell you what I thought about it. And when I say short, I mean like 10 minutes or less. And places to go and things to do that I did there. I went there back in 2018 or 2019. I did it like on the tail end of I did it when I went to Dubrovnik. I did an 11-hour day trip to Montenegro. And so I can talk about that. But I'm going to do a video about Poland, where I went to Poland, and I'm going to do a video about Turkey because I've been to Turkey twice. And then someone else asked me whether I've been to Australia and Asia. The answer is yes. I have been to Thailand and I have been to Bali. I actually have a group trip to Bali next year, but it's sold out. If you want to get on the wait list, let me know in the comments. If you want to get on the wait list, you need to join my Facebook group. I have a Facebook group. I always announce when I have openings and trips. That's where I announce it, and usually someone from there that gets the spot. But I have been to Australia, I've been to Bali, I've been to New Zealand, I've been to Thailand, and I think those are the places I've been. I haven't been anywhere else in Asia. Japan is very high on my list. Tokyo, I want to go to Tokyo and Osaka, and there's one other place in Japan I want to go to. I was trying to put together a trip to Japan, but I wasn't able to do it because Japan is expensive. And if you think my Ireland trip is expensive, then you're not ready to go to Japan. Japan is expensive. So I'm probably just going to take myself to Japan. So if you see me pop up in a video next year at some point in Japan, don't be surprised because I'm watching the flights. And if I find something that works, I'm going to go. I have not yet been to the Netherlands, even though I'm working on a trip right now. I have not been to any of Scandinavia except I flew through Sweden once. I flew through Stockholm once. And it was in the summer, and y'all, it was cold when I got off the plane. But I would like to visit Denmark and Finland and those places. So Probably not next year, probably 2026, maybe, God willing, creek don't rise. We're all, you know, the whole world hasn't blown up. Where else? People asked me about somewhere else. Someone asked me, you can ask me in the comments, but I've been a lot of places I haven't even mentioned yet, but I've done a content on the places, most of the places I've been. So if you go and do searches in my videos, you might find I've done a lot of visual videos. I had no idea people enjoyed listening to me talk this much about travel. So, but I always try to do lives. I would do lives usually, but I stopped doing it because I didn't have the time and bandwidth. But if you would like me to do a talking video about a particular place, you can ask me whether I've been there. And if enough people ask me, I will do it. But I'm definitely working on a video about Krakow, Poland, where I'll talk about it, what I did, what I saw, what I thought of it. I will do something about Australia because I have definite thoughts about Australia. So I'll do a video about my visit to Australia. I haven't been to Australia since I went for New Year's 2018. And I will talk about that experience. But overall, I had a wonderful time. But I have some other thoughts that I will share about Australia. But on that trip, I did Australia, New Zealand, Bali in one trip. It was like almost 3 weeks. And I think that's it. So I'm going to do a video about that. I'll do a video about Turkey. I've been to Istanbul and Cappadocia twice. And I will do a video about Krakow, Poland. Probably not next week. I may try to do one of those for next week, but probably you won't get all of them next week. But I'm working on them. I have a list of topics, and those are the next 3 things I'm planning to do. If you enjoy this video, let me know. And I just dropped a travel tip video, and I'm going to be doing more like topical travel tip videos about things that I don't hear other content creators necessarily saying. And so I think I'll just go ahead and say them. So that's the end of this video. That's the end of my rant. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not going to do a lot of these, but every now and again when I'm doing my makeup, I might do some of these for you guys, especially over the next week when I'm not going to really have time to make content unless I'm doing something else at the same time. Hope you enjoyed this. See you guys in the next video. This is Anne Marie, Bald Girl Will Travel. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, but please do so what? Constructively and respectfully. Okay? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.